Everyone, my name is Davi. I like to talk about making money, lifestyle, and my journey to financial freedom. So in order to get there, I have to increase my income. So that's why I chose the side hustle of furniture flipping. You can pretty much flip anything, cars, clothes, but I specifically chose wicker furniture. It's this type of wood, and it's usually laced or woven, so it's a lot more lightweight than other furniture such as couches. I saw on YouTube that other people were doing this and they were making really great profit margins, so I thought, hey, I want to try this myself. When I started, I was looking at OfferUp, Craigslist, and Facebook Marketplace, but my favorite was to navigate was OfferUp. I usually just type in wicker, rattan, furniture, chairs, nightstands, and then a whole bunch will pop up and I'll filter them based on like the newest or cheapest price. So my strategy was to find undervalued furniture. So in this video, I'm going to talk about 3 items that I bought and tried flipping, my net income if you watch all the way till the end, and some tips and cons of this side hustle. My first flip was this 5-piece wicker set, and it was only $40. There were 2 chairs, 2 footrests, and 1 table. Looked at the furniture and then paid him $40 and then just shoved it into my CRV, or my cousin's CRV. So the same day there was daylight and I took pictures right before the sun was setting, so you get that golden hour glow. And it's really important if you are trying to sell furniture or anything, you want to take quality pictures of your items. This is because when people are buying things and scrolling down quickly, what catches their attention are sharp pictures, good lighting, and good composition. And if possible, if you have good space and good lighting in your house or your dwelling, wherever you live, then I recommend that you try to stage it as well and maybe add some accessories to really show the buyer, hey, this is what your home can look like if you have this furniture in your house. That's a really great way to sell something. So I went outside and then I took pictures from all possible angles you can think of, top, side, front, bottom, just so that you are very transparent with the seller. I mean, if they're going to drive all the way to your house and spend their own money, they want to make sure they know exactly what they're buying. I zoomed in and took pictures of paint chips, and I even wrote down the description to be very transparent with the sellers so they know exactly what they're buying. And then I listed that on Friday, and on Sunday I got an offer. I listed this as $225 because you should really go higher because everyone's going to be negotiating down. That way you can get the best profit. And in addition, it was a set, so sets tend to be more expensive, and I just gave it a go. And on Sunday, there was this woman who was interested, and she was like, hey, I'm interested in buying this for $150. And at that point, I was like, oh my gosh, that's $110 a profit. So in my head, I was like, okay, I could negotiate up, right? But at this point, I'm a beginner, I'm a noob, I don't know really what I'm doing. So I was worried if I tried to negotiate up with her, she would just lose interest and leave. So I just sold it to her for $150 and I made $110 profit. All I had to do was dust it a little bit because it was pretty dusty and then take good pictures, and it was gone within 2 days. But one thing that really sucked about this was as the woman was on the way to get their set, somebody else had messaged me. They're like, hey, is this still available? I'd love to buy it for $200. And I was like, bruh, can you could you have messaged me 4 hours earlier? Oh man. So I could have made, let me do the math, $160 in profit, but I got $110. So it's that happens and you just kind of have to accept it and move on. Okay, let's talk about my second purchase. This one was a fail. I bought a wicker metal bookcase or booking shelving, whatever. And unfortunately this was a bust. What I was going for is some wicker bookshelves and shelving go for $200 to $300. But what my mistake was, first of all, it was the wrong style. And then second of all, when I was looking at the listing, the woman did disclose that there were some there were holes. Sorry, they're not minor holes. Just a few, she kind of downplayed it a little bit. And when I drove there, it was dark and I didn't really inspect it that well, and I was just excited, my first flip, I made $110, and then just shoved it into the literally shoved it into the CRV because it barely fit. The next morning when I saw it in daylight, I was like, oh my god, what have I done? This is so many holes. And in my head I was like, oh, I'm gonna, even if there's a few holes, I'll just patch it up. I'll learn how to weave. I'll learn how to weave wicker or rattan. This one was a loss. I don't think it's worth selling it. I just kept it for myself for storage. That's it. The third one, I feel pretty neutral about this. I bought a wicker chair for $45. The person displayed it and propped it really well. I bought it for $45. And in my head, I thought, okay, maybe I can sell this for $80, we'll just test out the market. And then I listed it for 120. I don't know who I am. Like, did not sell. I listed it for 70 and it was quiet. It's quiet. It's been a month and I'm sad. But you know what? I'm not that sad, because the reason why I was able to build courage to even start this flipping furniture thing is I did something called fear setting. You want to ask yourself, what is the worst thing that can happen? Okay, for the first set, right? It was $40. If I don't sell it, the worst thing that happens is I keep it, and I keep a really cute set of wicker chairs in the backyard that like we needed anyway, you know, or we could have like benefited from anyway. You know what I'm saying? My mistake with trying to resell this one is, again, some wicker chairs do sell for like hundreds of dollars, but those are the more like full body ones, right? They're thick, they're like, you know, trendy. And this one was pretty basic. So I should have been more careful with the styles, and not just jump the gun, you know? But it is what it is. Luckily, it's after a month of that in the backyard, somebody is willing to buy it today. They are asking, hey, is it available? Can I pick it up today for $50? So I've made my money back. I guess you could say $5, but really gas and time? No, not really. So I'm super happy about that. Hopefully she follows through. And if not, I will keep another piece of wicker furniture, maybe later. So in total, let's assume that my chair goes away for $50, then I had made $90 in profit, or $95 in profit. It was really fun. Would I do this again? Yes. Let's just go with some of the cons. A con is that you need a pretty big car or a truck in order to do this hobby. Another con, obviously, you're taking your risks, so you have potential losses, right? And you have to be okay with that. Another con, or something that you might need for this, is storage. So if you're trying to do this like one by one, you know, once a week, it's not that big of a deal. But if you're trying to scale this side hustle up and, you know, try to like sell 10 a week or 5 a week, then you kind of have to have room for this, okay? Some tips and observations that I have for you is, if you're interested in doing a side hustle and you're afraid, you just need to get started, because the more you think about it, the less likely you'll actually get started. You just really have to go on OfferUp, message the person, be like, is this still available? You know, and really you build a lot more confidence in interacting with people, negotiating, and all these great skills. Okay, so you really just need to get started, because you can think about it and plan it all you want and fantasize, but like until you press that button and start talking to people and drive, it's just all in your head. An observation is that you'll probably have more sales over the weekend because people are more available, so just heads up. You want to stage most, if not all, of your products so that you can maximize like people viewing it and then selling it, right? Negotiate when you're buying your products and negotiate when you're selling your product. If you're going to be using apps such as OfferUp, customers do leave you a review sometimes, but you really want to be communicative. So make sure that your notifications are on, your sound is on, and that you're replying pretty promptly. One last tip is doing porch pickup. So what that is you put the products in front of your porch if you have one, and then the customer can come, they inspect it, they look at it, and then they'll leave money in your mailbox or under the rug or wherever, right? So this can be beneficial in a few ways. One is that it's COVID time, so if you feel uncomfortable, you know, exchanging and with people, that's one precaution. Second is that the customer doesn't feel pressure to buy it because they're in your presence, so they'll be able to really look at it and be like, oh, if they don't like it, they can just kind of leave and let you know, versus if, you know, you were to see them and sell it to them and then later they don't like the product, they'll, you know, have to complain later, so you can avoid that. And then third thing is time. I really hate waiting on people because time is super important to me. So when people are slow or they're like, oh, I'll be there at 5, but really they're gonna be there at 5:45, then I'm just like, I've been waiting for them for like 45 minutes, like tense. That's just me. Maybe you're not as uptight as I am, but I hate waiting for people who are not punctual. So in order to like, if you need to do errands or like go like do something else, right, or just not worry about waiting for people, then that's great for you. It's more passive that way, I feel, and less work, I think. Anyway, folks, this was one of my side hustle experiments. I might make it a series. It's kind of fun. I hope you, okay, I gotta go. Follow your dreams. Bye. Like, share this video. Have a great day. Bye.